All right, let's talk about one of the coolest, most creative parts of the IB Visual Arts curriculum, the Higher Level Artist Project. Seriously, this isn't just another assignment. This is your shot to really step into the shoes of an independent artist and make something that's all you. So, let's break it down.
This quote from the IB Guide, it says it all. The key word here is freedom. Unlike pretty much everything else, this project is a total standalone. It doesn't have to connect to your other work. This is your official invitation to chase a wild idea, try something new, and just create something you're genuinely passionate about.
So, to make sure this journey feels more like an adventure and less like a chore, we've broken it down into 5 key stages. We'll start with what makes this project unique, then get into the planning, the research, and finally, actually making and documenting your final piece.
Okay, first things first. Let's really get into what makes this project so different. This is Task 2, and it's exclusively for you higher-level students. Why? Because it's designed to give you a much deeper, more independent creative experience that really pushes you as an artist.
Think of this as your own personal artist residency. The IB literally wants you to act like an emerging artist, to find a project that gets you fired up. It's a chance to pull together all the skills and ideas you've been developing into one powerful, totally focused work of art.
When all is said and done, you're going to submit 3 things. First, a PDF. Think of it as your process journal, but curated. It can be up to 12 screens. Second, a short video, no more than 3 minutes, that proves your artwork is real and in its intended space. And third, a simple text file listing your sources. We'll get into the details of each of these in a bit.
Okay, so you've got all this freedom, you know what you need to hand in, but where on earth do you start? Well, like any great artistic endeavor, it all begins with a solid plan.
And that brings us right to our second section, crafting your project proposal. This is your blueprint. It's where you take that little spark of an idea and you start to give it some real shape and direction. A really strong proposal comes down to 3 things. Number 1, lay out your concept. Number 2, investigate the context. Where does this art live and why? And number 3, justify your intentions. What are you trying to say with this piece? What's the point?
Now, here's the catch. The limits are tight. Your entire proposal has to fit on just 3 screens and be under 500 words. That's not a lot. It really forces you to be sharp, concise, and make every single word and image count.
So, your proposal is locked in. You've got a roadmap. But, great art is never made in a vacuum, right? The next step is all about connecting your idea to the huge, amazing world of art that's already out there.
Which leads us to section 3. This is where your project stops being just your project and starts becoming part of a bigger conversation. You're going to look at other artists and use feedback to really sharpen your own vision. A huge concept here is cultural significance. It sounds kind of academic, I know, but it's actually simple. It's just about understanding all the connections between you, the art you make, the people who see it, and the world it exists in. That's where the magic, the real meaning happens.
And this image is a perfect metaphor for that idea. Your project is in some lonely island. It's a single point in this massive, interconnected web of art history, ideas, and culture. Your job is to find and explore some of those threads.
You'll show all this research in the next parts of your PDF. In the Connections section, you'll analyze at least 2 artworks by other artists to show you get the conversation you're joining. Then, in Dialogues, you'll show how getting feedback actually helped your project grow and change. It proves you're not just creating in a bubble.
All right, you've done the planning, you've done the research, you've made the connections. Now for the really exciting part, actually making the thing. How do you take all this brain work and turn it into something real? This is section 4, realizing your artwork. This is where the rubber meets the road. Your project is about to leave your sketchbook and your mind and enter a physical, real-world space where people can actually experience it.
Okay, now listen up, because this is a huge, non-negotiable rule. Your artwork has to be physically made and documented in a real place. You absolutely cannot just Photoshop your art into a picture of a location. That's a no-go. The whole point is to engage with the real world, challenges and all.
Which brings us to our final section, the project video. Once your art is out there, you've got to document it. And this video isn't supposed to be some Hollywood film. Think of it as the critical evidence that proves to the examiners how your project really looked and felt in its chosen home.
So, what should be in it? Well, you absolutely have to show the art in its context.
Make sure you get some wide shots so we can see the whole scene, and then some close-ups to show off the details. You're in charge of filming and editing, and it can be actual video footage or just a simple slideshow of good photos. It's just as crucial to know what to avoid. Don't add a music soundtrack unless sound is literally part of your artwork. Don't digitally add a fake crowd or mess with the setting. And remember, the goal here is documentation, not a slick commercial. Just keep it real.
So wrapping up the final specs, keep the video under 3 minutes. It also needs a tiny bit of text to go with it, 100 words max, stating your final artistic intentions. This is basically your final artist statement, a super concise summary of what your piece is all about.
So let's just do a quick recap of this whole artistic journey. It all starts with the freedom to chase what you're passionate about. You give that freedom structure with a solid plan. You make your work deeper by connecting it to a bigger artistic conversation. And finally, you make it real by bringing it to life in the actual world.
Look, the higher-level artist project is so much more than just a grade. It's a platform. It's a challenge to think, to create, and to speak like an artist. Your project is a chance to start a conversation. So the only real question left is, what do you want to say?